like somebody saying, I gotta show you something. They take on a 4-mile hike to show you a dog turd.
You know, I find out more and more about you every time you come on the program. You know, I always study up on a file and I learn more about you. And I was really surprised to learn. I didn't know this. I didn't know this, but you were a bartender.
Yeah, I did a lot of jobs before I got into comedy, you know, and for a while I was slinging the hash. No. I was
You idiot!
That was when I was a fry cook. I was a bartender. I was slinging the drinks, you know?
Sure, right.
And, oh, man, that was fun. I'll tell you what was fun about being a bartender. Always a story, you know?
Really?
Always something funny happening down at the bar.
Well, that's perfect for a talk show, then.
Yeah, this is a good example. I was, one time I was working in there. Drunk guy comes in, you know? And you're not supposed to serve the drunk guys. You know, that's one of the things you learn. So,
okay.
And also you learn how to make the drinks.
Yeah.
But, so the drunk guy comes in, you know, real drunk, you know, 3 sheets to the wind, you know. So this character sits down, you know, and I says to him, I says, what do you want? I can't serve you, you know. He goes, I don't want a drink, he says, you know. He says, I want to shoot a dart at your dartboard, you know. So I go to the guy, say, you can't shoot a dart at my dartboard. He goes, you're not in this, you're drunk, you know. I said, I'm not going to let you, that'd be dangerous. That's a sharp thing, a dart, you know. So the guy goes, no, let me shoot 1 shot at the dartboard. So I go, all right, 1 shot, that's it. So the guy shoots the dart, bullseye. I never seen anything like it, you know, even in his state, bullseye. So the guy says to me, he says, what do I win? You know? So I don't know what he wins. I'm confused, you know. So I start looking around, try to find something for him, and I see right in the bottom of the bar area, there's a shoebox with a turtle in it.
From where? What is that doing there?
What? I was gonna give it as a gift to my nephew.
Okay, all right.
He wanted a turtle, and I said, I'll get him a turtle. That'll be a good gift.
Okay.
But then later I thought, that's a dumb gift, a turtle. Nobody likes a turtle, you know? The kid will probably just put him on his back until he dies. Kids are cruel, you know? So I said, why not just give it to this drunk?
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So I said, here's your prize, here it is. And so the guy takes it in a shoebox, you know, and he goes, thanks, and he walks out with it. So I figured that's the last I'll ever see of that guy.
Sure.
2 weeks later, the guy shows up again. Drunk again. So now I go, oh my God, that's that guy from 2 weeks ago, you know? So he walks up to the bar. I go, I can't serve you, buddy. I can't do that. He goes, he says, I want to shoot a dart at your dartboard. I go, no, man, I let you do that before. He goes, but I got a bullseye. I say, yeah, but you can't do that again. You know, that was luck. He goes, let me try. So he takes it, shoots it, bullseye again.
Oh, man.
So he goes, what do I win? You know? So I'm confused. I don't know, you know? I look around. I go, I don't know. I go, what did you win last time? He goes, last time I won a roast beef on a hard roll. It was the turtle.
We know it was the turtle. It was the turtle. We know.
Oh my God.
It was the turtle.
Guy must have gone out and ate it. It was crazy.
Oh, he ate the turtle. I see now.
It was crazy.
That's the real end of the joke.
It wasn't a joke.
I know it really happened, right? God forbid that was a joke. Sorry for calling.
It's like somebody saying, I gotta show you something. They take on a 4-mile hike to show you a dog turd.
People, they all seem to be, you know, there all seems to be a funny story. I remember one time.
There better be, Norm.
There was a guy, man, he lived down the road. His name was John Neil Mergerison. And this guy, I went to him once. I've been away for a couple of years, you know. I moved to the city, you know, and I came back. And I said, John Neil, how you doing? You know, I went to his what do you got, farm? And
yeah, that thing, yeah.
So he showed me his pigs. He had a bunch of pigs there, you know. He had a bunch of pigs, a bunch of them. And one of the pigs had a wooden leg, you know.
What?
Oh, yeah, a wooden leg. So I thought that was odd, you know. So I says to him, I says, John Neil, that's odd. There, what's that pig? What's the story with that pig? So John Neil, he goes, oh man, Norm, he says, that's a special pig. He goes, you wouldn't believe that pig. I go, yeah, what tell me about it. He goes, that pig, you wouldn't believe it. He says, last winter, you know, he goes, the house burned down. You know, you probably heard, the house burned down. And he says, me and the wife, we were sleeping on our bed. And he says, we never would have heard. We never would have heard. We never would have woken up. But he goes, that pig, he broke out of his pen. He ran all the way to the house. And he went up to the bedroom window, you know. And he says he starts hitting his little snout on a window, you know. And he says, me and the wife, we woke up. And we got out, man, just in time. We escaped that inferno. He didn't use the word inferno. He's just a farmer.
But you threw that in there.
Yeah, he says
Good.
we escaped that conflagration, you know. So I go, man, that's quite a story about the pig. He goes, oh man, it doesn't stop there. I go, really? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, just later after that, like the following summer, me and the wife were plowing in North 40, and our little boy, only 2 years old, man, fell into the well, and all alone, you know, and we no way we could do anything. We were plowing, and he says we didn't hear, you know, and he says, man, and we're getting older. We're probably not going to have another kid, you know. That kid means everything to us. I go, I know, John Neal, I know that. You don't have to tell me that. So I said, what happens? He goes, that very same pig. He says he heard the child's wailing plaintive cry. He didn't say plaintiff, you know, he's a farmer. But he says he heard the child. He broke out of his pen. He ran all the way to the well. He looked down. There was the poor son of ours there, Billy, you know, down at the bottom of the well. He says the pig, he took his snout there. He started pulling up on a rope. And the kid got right out, you know, man, that's great, isn't it? And I go, man, that's the greatest story I ever heard. Man, oh, what a pig. I said, what a pig that is. I said, one question though, John Neal. I said, he got a wooden leg. I don't understand that part. Pig got a wooden leg over there. John Neal goes, man, he goes, what are you, crazy? He says, a great pig like that, you can't eat him all at once. You know, he says,
Mr. Abraham Lincoln, everybody.
yeah, that was...
All right. I can never
I gotta show you something. They took on a 4-mile hike to show you a dog turd.
So I was on the Conan O'Brien show, and I was going to do one segment, and at the end of the segment, he said, we'll be right back with more Norm. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I thought a guy was going to show new Christmas toys. So I said, I don't got nothing to say. And then I remember that Colin Quinn, he said, just talk. So I remember that Colin Quinn joke, and which is about a 20-second joke, you know. So I said, how long is this segment? Hoping he'd say 20 seconds. And he said about 7 minutes, you know. So I made the joke 7 minutes long.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office, all right?
You are correct. A moth goes into a podiatrist's office, and the podiatrist's office says, what's the problem? And the moth says, what's the problem? Where do I begin, man? He goes, I go to work for Gregory Olinovich, and all day long I work. Honestly, Doc, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I don't even know if Gregory Olinovich knows. He only knows that he has power over me, and that seems to bring him happiness. But I don't know. I wake up in a malaise, and I walk here and there. And the podiatrist says, oh, yeah? And the moth goes, yes. And he goes, at night, I sometimes wake up, and I turn to some old lady in my bed that's on my arm. A lady that I once loved, Doc. I don't know where to turn to. My youngest, Alexandria. She fell in the cold of last year. The cold took her down, as it did many of us. And my other boy. And this is the hardest pill to swallow, Doc. My other boy, Gregorio Ivanilidovich. I no longer love him. As much as it pains me to say, when I look in his eyes, all I see is the same cowardice that I catch when I take a glimpse of my own face in the mirror. If only the cowardice was stronger, then perhaps I could bring myself to reach over to that cocked and loaded gun that lays on the bedside behind me and end this hellish facade once and for all.
How long a drive was this? Do you live in the valley? Where do you live? Please, sorry.
He says, Doc, sometimes I feel like a spider, even though I'm a moth, just barely hanging on to my web with an everlasting fire underneath me. I'm not feeling good. And so the doctor says, Moth, man, you're troubled. But you should be seeing a psychiatrist. Why on earth did you come here? And then the moth said, because the light was on.
My congratulations to anyone who stuck it through to the end. So Norm.
What?
It's like somebody saying, I gotta show you something. They take on a 4-mile hike to show you a dog turd.
There was a fella went by the name of Jacques de Gautier. And he was from Témiscamingue, Quebec. And Jacques de Gautier, he was a fella that really thought. And he was smart, you know. He was our hope, I guess. And he was, while I was scrabbling to get out of high school, Jacques Zagatineau had already...
I think he just changed his last name.
Well, you know, a man grows. But this is the point.
Yeah.
Jacques de Gatineau, he went to McGill University and he got 3 degrees, by golly. And he went over across the pond to the fellers with Cambridge and he even stood up to them. Mm-hmm. And we thought, boy, he's going to be the next. We had Jean Marchand, Gérald Tertier, Pierre Trudeau, the 3 wise men of Quebec. By God, Jacques de Gatineau was going to be the next.
Give me the next gun.
Yeah, but he vanished. And I met him, I started to do stand-up and travel from here to there and to here again. And one time I was in Niagara Falls. And gosh, I went over to the SeaWorld there. You know how they have the SeaWorld? You know, with the different fish. You know.
I didn't know that, but okay, yeah, yes.
Beluga.
The SeaWorld, I've been
Sure.
there many a time.
Okay, so I was checking out the beluga whales and stuff, and I look over, and who do you think I see?
I hope it's that guy.
No, it was just an attendant, but he showed me to the place I wanted to see, which is where they feed the little baby dolphins, because I love dolphins, you know. And who do I see there but Jacques de Gatineau? And here he is, he's feeding the baby dolphins. And I go up to him and I go, Jacques de Gatineau, I feel shame for you. You were our hope. You were to go to Canada, Canada's nation's capital of Ottawa. And you were to be a great man, Jacques de Gatineau. And we were all, you know, we pinned all of Témiscamingue, Quebec, pinned our hopes on you. Now that's a hell of a burden for a man to have a town's hope pinned on them, isn't it, Conan?
It is a big burden.
So he was feeding these baby dolphins, you know, and I said, I'm ashamed of you, Jacques de Gatineau. You could have done so many great things. And he said, well, I think I'm serving a youthful porpoise. Now I believe that...
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was
You
going to happen.
don't encourage that.
It's like
That was a 40-minute story.
it's like somebody.
Youthful poipus?
Youthful purpose.
Yes.
Not purpose.
I don't know. Good God.
I know. That was way out of line.
No, that was way out. Who are
Like
you to
somebody
criticize Oscar Pistorius?
It's like somebody saying, "I got to show you something." They take on a 4-mile hike to show you a dog turd. Look at it. Okay.
Well, there's your reel for CBS.